cannot handle real work, reality talk, 80+ language, simply skip the video.
No matter what you do with your life, but somehow, somewhat, you carry the responsible sooner or later for other people. And I think you should listen to this one. At least for a couple of seconds. Or at least give me 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So how do I get to this topic? Well, I see personal trainers train people in a way that I think, okay, you do this already for years. Next to that, I see boys, yeah, let's call them boys, walking with their girls, and I think, Mamma mia, if I would stuff my girlfriend, I don't have a girlfriend at the moment, or my woman or the person who walks next to me, stuff her face full with all the kind of stuff that some guys let their girls stuff their face full with, then I think you got some sort of responsibility. But it comes with another thing. It's called an example. You cannot tell people how to do something if you never done it before. Like, I would never talk about living a life of freedom if I never lost my freedom, and if I would go to a job every single day, and or to my office, and or to my retail store, I wouldn't talk about it. Now I can. So where do we start? Where do you start? How you can get a little bit more freedom? And let's knock down a couple of those excuses. I need money, I need knowledge, I need more time. Well, you don't need any of those. You only need 5 minutes. You probably already spent more than 5 minutes scrolling on your phone, but let's do 5 minutes in front of the mirror while you actually grooming yourself. And while you're grooming yourself, in your mind, you go through your day and you start dissecting your day. What do I mean with this? Well, you travel around, I think. You go to your work, your job. Let's assume you got a job or a self-employed business or whatever, or you have to go to school. Where are the compounding effects? What do I mean with this? Well, do you sit in the traffic jam for 1 hour? Do you sit in the tram for 1 hour? Do you take showers and then go on the tram for an hour? Public transport. Anyway, how do you get over there? And what do you do with that time over there? When you're on your way to your master, I'm gonna say it how it is, because my vlogs are all about freedom. Can I talk about freedom? Let me tell you this, I can. I lost freedom, not only because of my own dumb mistakes, but also because of other people. So I know I can talk about freedom. I can also talk about the things that all the things that I'm talking about in my vlogs. I can talk about it from real life experience, but also real life experience all over the freaking top, because I never had real boundaries. Now I do have a little bit. So where is the compounding effect? Why is this actually important? Well, first of all, when you start dissecting your daily routine, your daily habits, the daily necessary things to obey a master. And let me also put a little bit of a warning inside this vlog. This is not a nice vlog. This is about reality. You know, you also don't see me sitting poolside, or you know that I'm going to film somewhere before I'm getting into meetings and look things fancy. No, not at all. Nothing in life should be actually presented flashy and fancy, in my opinion. Of course, you know, you got those very nice views with millions of things, with Bugattis and Lamborghinis. You know, once in a while, just wait for it. The thing is, this is about changing, growth. Growth comes with pain, quote unquote pain. You need to get addicted to it, you know, because you carry the responsibility for yourself, that you, this one-way ticket until that moment that you step in the grave, that you actually look back on your life and you said, I did everything I could to succeed, or to make the people around me happy, and to feel fulfilled every single day. I did every day everything because I faced reality. And to do this, you have to face reality. And to face realities, there are structures for. I'm mentioning the most simplistic one. When you brush your teeth, of course, everybody thinks what I'm gonna do next. But nobody I won't say nobody, is very judgmental to themselves. Be judgmental to yourself, because a lot of people would tell you, don't be so judgmental to yourself, and don't take it so hard on yourself. Take it a little bit easy. I would say the opposite. Let's assume that you assume the things that you're doing now to increase a little bit or implement growth into your life, and things feel hard. Come on. If things feel a little bit hard, then look at people or listen to stories of people that had it way worse than you. That's one thing. But also think like this. If you feel a little bit, oh, this is stressy, this is painful, you can do at least 10 times more. 10 times more. Simply repeat it. And this is what I also really think about pain, you know, pain that is happening between your ears. It's all because it feels like struggle. It only feels like struggle. It isn't struggle. Because if you keep on doing it every single day and you increase a little bit the amount of so-called pain, within 7 days you will laugh about yourself. Can I talk about this? Yes. Because every single day I'm doing this because I'm obsessed. I'm talking every single day with my trusted people, and I always say, probably within 24 hours I think about myself like the biggest loser. Because I'm doing every day something that challenges me, and not only challenges me, also I think, mamma mia, sometimes, you know, that I want to throw away my phone through the bushes and I don't know what, or through the window. It depends where I'm sitting, because as you know, I'm doing everything from the phone. So trust me. No, you don't have to trust me. You can actually see it, because very soon, within a few days, then I will start sharing on the Dotcom website. I'm giving all the strategies away for free. What are my clear and very transparent intentions, without luring people in and then all of a sudden smack people with a $49.99 opportunity. No, I want that people start doing things from the phone, start seeing a little bit this growth of audiences, that they find a little bit their purpose in life. Because I explained this, right? When you start building audiences, you will see where you're really interested in. So maybe you now have a very diverse and colorful palette of interest. You know, you're interested in cooking, you're interested in winery, you're interested in chickens, I don't know what. You build audiences. You look all kind of content about chickens, cooking and wine. And at one point you get fed up with one audience, I'm telling you. Especially when you go deeper into specific topics. And like this, you find your purpose. Does it cost money? No. Can you do it in less than 7 days? Trust me, yes. All the time that you spend now, every single day, mindless scrolling, and just be honest. For once in your life, do me a favor. Be honest. And say to yourself, no, darling, I just checked the amount of time that I spend on my phone, and it's actually a little bit more every single day. Well, there you go. Now let's assume that you don't spend any time on your phone. Let's assume, you know, you're a very active person and all that kind of stuff. BS, but okay. 30 minutes on your phone. What if you replace, of those 30 minutes, 15 minutes a day, create an account? What kind of account? Facebook page, topic, bam, bam, bam. And you do this for the next 7 days. So you create 7 audience every day. 7 days, the first 7 days, you create the topics, cover, profile picture. Don't overthink, just do it the way I'm saying. That's it. Then the next 7 days, every day, you spend another 15 minutes by selecting 5 posts for each page, and you schedule those posts. How to do it? You know, I explain everything very soon, step by step, but I'm just saying how it can go. So day 7 to 14, you just build a little bit of stack of posts, and I'm saying the minimal amounts, otherwise most of the people would scare away. They would, oh, that feels like work. But this work, every time you do something, it compounds. It's your asset. You build an asset. And then you do from day 14 till 21, you actually collect again posts. Optimize the title, description, hashtags, etc. So you get all of a sudden after 21 days, you build a page, you started posting, and of course the lowest amount of posts that I'm suggesting the lowest amount, so we're not scaring you away from a little bit quote-unquote work, and mindless scrolling is easy. So that is day 21, and then you repeat week 20 of week 4 you do actually, and so that's day 21 till 30, and then you actually what do I want to say? Oh, people are shouting a little bit. Wait a minute. So what do you do then? It's simply, I have to think a little bit. GoPro, stop recording. I had to cut a little bit. Those people are shouting. Jesus. If you, okay, let's you know, that's a nice addition, right? Judge how you speak with other people. The way those people speak to the young guys, but I think you heard it. The thing is, the way they speak, you think they have the mentality of a CEO or whatever. No, they don't. I'm always saying this: look how people treat their environment, other people, without having any direct benefit. That's how you see. Well, that's how I judge people. Like, you know, not only because of their possible income is that important for me. No, I do it the other way. I see people, so for example, if I see people acting very rude or something, I think, no, this person, let's say I'm over here in Bulgaria, I would say this person doesn't do more than 1,000 leva a month. You know, for example, there's a very nice example of this. In front of one liquor store, there's an ashtray, a big ashtray. A lot of people smoke over here. The thing is, people put cigarettes next to the ashtray, not in it, next to it. What does this mean? Well, I could say from each person who was smoking over there, they earn less than 1,000 leva a month, maybe 1,500 max. And is this very judgmental? No, this is simply, again, if I would be that person and I would look in the mirror and judge myself, then I would say, hey, that is not correct. And some people also do things for such a long time that it's so embedded in their character that it's not seem to be bad at all. Is it directly bad that you go to jail to put cigarettes next to a thing? No, but it's not correct. And when it's not about correctness, like I always say, negative behavior is never, so for this is a negative behavior thing, is never coming alone. It's never a standalone action. It always comes with a set of other negative behaviors. Well, yeah, and we can talk about this, but the smoking thing goes along with, doing, let's say how it is. So, doing coffees, doing a little bit alcohol on the side. That is no judgmental thing, because yeah, I did everything with boatloads when it's also about alcohol, drugs, cigarettes. But anyway, I always was very aware of those things that I did those, and now at this point in my life, everything is vice-free. I'm not wasting time on anything anymore. And I was always growth focused, but I was always also surrounded by the wrong kind of people. So, and this is not that I blame things on other people, no, because I simply allowed it, and that's where the mistake is. I know. See, I'm very, very realistic, and just to give it a little more extra push, so you understand that I'm not operating in the BS business, because for me, family is non-existent. Right? I'm adopted, never knew those people. My adoption parent, they died 16 years ago. I lost 3 times everything in my life, and this is the thing: when you lose everything, And there's also another thing. I'm not afraid to lose everything once again, because I don't collect now all kind of materialistic things. I also don't collect so-called groups of people. I don't need to be recognized for materialistic stuff. And of course we are operating in multiple countries. I have equity in multiple companies. I'm working with clients on commission. So that's not the thing. So everything, I don't need to show those things to people. That doesn't give me satisfaction. So anyway, let's get back to the building the audiences thing. So in week 4 you would have things going on, and of course you will lose a little bit interest, and then you get back to it. So when it's about getting into so-called ventures, you also sometimes need to give you a little bit slack. I think sometimes, but very sometimes. But when you give yourself a little bit of slacking time, so you can think about it, you know, am I doing the right thing? Am I actually now start taking actions that actually start to be compounding and have a huge potential to monetize it? How would you monetize it? Well, I'm gonna give you an example. I got one Facebook page, and now it's a group and it's self-maintained. You know, when people are in a group, they post all kind of stuff. There are a lot of strategies behind it, but the thing is, I can put a print-on-demand t-shirt, a print-on-demand e-commerce site on it with WooCommerce, bam, you know, print-on-demand. Also, those strategies, I will give them away, and then you start selling t-shirts. Not only this, you can also build complete information products. So in case of the dogs, how to raise a puppy, I don't know what, how to make them potty friendly, etc, etc. And then you actually ask the audience for opinions. You interact with the audience. Can I use your picture? You give them credit, so you contact breeders. I'm just giving you very quickly a little bit you know, some ideas how to monetize those groups if you would be interested in that. And the thing is, the moment that you have, let's say, one successful Facebook page or group, because a Facebook page is the first step, I don't start with a group. And the thing is, then you think, hey, this wasn't so bad. I actually just replaced 15 minutes from my 30 minutes per day scrolling. Wink wink. It's probably way much more, but the thing is, 15 minutes. Help me out over here. Yeah, you help yourself, and then makes me feel good. Me, as a selfish fuck, really would like to see that you sitting on the bench over here, or when you sit with your best friends, and when you sit together, they're all scrolling and show you all the nicest TikTok videos. The cat is catching his or her tail in giggle gaggle. In the meantime, you building a life, you building an asset that's yours. It's even better than cryptocurrency that all the young people now totally fascinated and everything about. Of course, you got a lot of people who are into it. I'm gonna tell you a little bit my backstory quickly. Bitcoin, $375, bought it for I bought for 15,000. VeChain we bought, well, also in the beginning stage. And Electronium we bought at 0.001, and it was in the before it actually got public. Why did I choose those coins? Simply because they have their own wallet. Why? Because they can be kept off market, so you can sell whenever the freak you want it. And next to that, I had offline people who could exchange. So very quick background thing. So I have my how do you say, requirements in place for when there would be something interesting, another crypto thing. So now I don't know what the Bitcoin is. Let's say the Bitcoin is now around 100,000 the last time. You know, sometimes I look at it, it's not important, but I think it's 100,000. So when it's 100,000 now, you would buy, and then let's say you would invest, let's say you got 10,000, and then it becomes to 200,000. So your 10,000 becomes to 20,000. That's not interesting anymore. And double your money. In my time, we bought for $375. for a great amount of money, and then also, yeah, we sold it too fast, but for $1,500 we sold the Bitcoin. But I was also a lot of busy with Bitcoin, and not only Bitcoin, what was the other one? Was more untraceable also coin. Not for weird reasons. I was always interested in, you know, things that can be kept off market. Nobody has to see what you're doing. Not everybody. And the thing is, let other people think and judge, because misjudgment or judgment in general always comes from the weaker ones. Never underestimate that. And weakness and the expression of weakness comes out of dissatisfaction. If you're dissatisfied with your life, then please start dissecting your life. Judge each little tiny fragment. What do you put in your mouth? What do you put in your mouth? I'm gonna give an example, because actually yesterday, no, 2 days ago, and I can say this, and I'm looking at this person, not to be judgmental, because this is another thing, and I'm gonna hammer on this. I am just trying to transfer through the screen that you should start getting very observant without judgment, and actually embrace any kind of input that you can get from other people with gratitude, which I'm doing. Because I looked at this person, incredibly unhealthy. It was a C, smoking like a chimney, overweighted. Let me think about my words, because I don't want to offend this person. 23 years old. I changed a little bit the age. The thing is, and she had a boyfriend, and she has a boyfriend. And the thing is, and then I think like this: where is the honesty in that kind of relationship, right? If you're the boyfriend and you see that your girlfriend is helping herself to hell, because that's, yeah, I cannot say it differently, because this person is okay, you know, when this person is gonna reach 35, there will be all kind of physical problems, which she already had. She shared it with me. But not only that, also mental, you know, you're missing out on life. And then I asked her about her, I'm always interested, right, and never judgmental, and I asked her about her smoking habits, and she said, yeah, 1.5 packets a day, that's around 30 cigarettes a day. That is all fun. And then she said, I will stop when I'm getting pregnant. And the thing is, I know, see, I had a period again of 8 months of smoking. Then I smoked a package of cigarettes. You know, I had several periods in my life that I smoked cigarettes, and now I'm also not doing anything anymore. Boring, yeah, I know. But the thing is, when it's about the cigarettes, I smoked only for a period of 8 months, every single day. Cigarettes, but still did the training, but I felt the habits are not good. And the thing is, then I had to stop. 2 weeks, every single moment of the day, I think, Mamma mia, if I only smoked 8 months, can you? And I was thinking, and that's why I feel somewhat people struggle. I always feel people that struggle, and I think, you know, if you smoke already for 10 years, and this person smokes for more than 10 years, no, yeah, 10 years, and then I think it's almost impossible to stop. And then this person said, I would stop when I get a baby. Do you know how much stress that will put out on the body? And not only this, mentally, what does that do with the baby in your womb, that you walk around with stress? Cigarettes, and maybe your mama instinct kicks in and all that kind of stuff, but still your body is detoxing. And there's a difference between mental and physical health, right? And I think if you increase your physical health, your mental health will follow. It has to obey somehow, somewhat. That's what I believe in, but call me an idiot, I don't know. The thing is, can you imagine when you stop the amount of stress, what that does. I'm just curious. If you're, you know, a doctor, you would say, Alan, that's totally wrong. But you know, maybe it is. But I know how much stress it cost me. I could hardly concentrate on my daily things. Of course, and again, I had my daily disciplines in place. That my daily disciplines, my daily non-negotiable calisthenic structure saves me many times from going off the path. Mayhem. Keeps me sane, mentally, physically. Anyway, we start dissecting your own habits. And when you do this, do me one favor, just be honest. And you know what? You don't have to tell anybody about it. Just be relentless, honest to yourself for the next 30 days. Oh, but Ella, that's a long time. You know what? Let's assume you're 25 and you're anyway not doing anything with your life. Oh, that is harsh to say, I know. The thing is, because I'm talking with a lot of young people and they say, yeah, Dylan, I'm very young. I started selling door to door when I was 11. So hurry up, you're way behind. You're 25, don't you? You have to hurry up. And I do believe that for a lot of people it will sound, yeah, but Dylan, everything is so cozy, my parents are still alive, and I go to school and I go to university, it's gonna be so nice. Then if you have this life in front of you that everything is already so based out, you know, everything is in place according to yourself, besides the, you know, your parents will die somehow, somewhat, or when you're 50 plus or whatever. The thing is, get a mortgage, get a baby here and there, divorce a couple of times maybe, and then in the end, at 65, you think, oh my God, what did I miss? And that's something that I don't want for you. Because I see this, I'm also talking with a lot of older people. They're genuinely not happy or really content with their own life. I can see it. You can see how a person acts, how they speak about their life. Of course, everybody can say, yeah, I'm very happy and this and this. And then the beauty comes when you see people walking alone. See how they present themselves, all right? How they speak with you. Yeah, but Alan, I cannot be constantly happy. No, you shouldn't be. The thing is, you need to be challenged. You need to have this healthy stress. I know people who told me many times, and fortunately, God bless, that I don't allow them into my life anymore. But a lot of, they say, I don't like stress, I don't like this and that. Because they were so impregnated with, let's say, the normality that you have to avoid stress, you have to avoid danger, you have to avoid feeling uncomfortable. Let that sink in for a while. You shouldn't. There is one thing you should maybe consider to take a look at. And I'm not gonna give you the answer. So this is the thing. When you look at people with in documentaries, especially with heavy stories, no matter the level of struggle, or no matter, because of the struggle, they have some kind of aura, some level of authenticity, some level of reality. You can look at murderers, big murder cases, gangsters. I looked a lot to those documentaries, and I was always thinking, those people, no matter how they look like on the outside, overweighted or whatever, or totally in shape, it doesn't matter. There is something beautiful about that. Maybe I'm already obsessed with building character, that's for sure. So what I also came up yesterday with, and I shared this with another person, I don't see people so much. I see more characters. So when I listen to somebody else's voice, when I talk with somebody, you know, how they move and how they wiggle and I don't know what. So for example, when it's about, I have a set of behaviors that I'm very attracted to when it's about the opposite sex. They're always a little bit busy, high energy, and also not only this, they have always a little bit colorful past, which build that character, and I think that's incredibly sexy. But it also comes with another thing: humble interaction with the world, but also the world would not fuck around with them. I also thought about this yesterday, because if I were and I think about a lot, like also how I interacted with past people and etc, because I'm obsessed and I'm doing this on a regular basis, and everything has a place in my life now. I'm not restless at all. I just want to share my vision and try to get people to live a life of freedom by using a tool that they already, okay, the majority of people then on this planet have, you know, a phone. People are already on social media, and no, you don't have to start putting your own face on the camera like I do. You don't have to. And don't get into this AI creation stuff to create those fake videos. That is all nice, but you want to have audiences that you can actually monetize. Real people, you know, real people. Yeah, you can create the Yeti, you know, filling up his nose with booger sugar. Yeah, that is all fun, but what kind of other things you're gonna monetize it with? Of course, there are always things to monetize, but I would keep it a little bit more, let's say, quote unquote, real, without any judgment. You know, like I said, choose something that you are genuinely interested in. Even if you think you're interested in something, just also create a page. Cost you only 5 or 10 minutes just to start it up, just to start figuring out what you want. Let's assume that you're 25 and you don't have a clear direction. You don't actually take really action, you know, to build something for yourself. If you don't build anything for yourself besides going to school and that kind of stuff, you don't build anything. You don't build anything. Yeah, you build a relationship with your first girlfriend that you ever met in your life. And I'm saying this also many times: don't settle too fast. I'm gonna mention I had a talk with a young guy, very honestly. He was very honest, and he didn't even know me at that time. Still, he doesn't know, but you understand what I mean. So, but I bumped into him and he said, I'm gonna change a little bit his age. He was 20 years old, or no, actually a little bit younger. But he said, I'm a virgin. And the thing is, and I thought that was a very genuine characteristic of it, to be so open and honest. But he also said, yeah, I feel that I can talk about those things with you. And I said, and then he asked me, what do you think about it? I said, it's the most beautiful thing. And I'm very honest about this, simply because he takes his time way much smarter than I did. True. So, you know, there are so many stable young people out there that don't have a real direction. Yeah, okay, this guy has some sort of direction, but you know, there are a lot of young people that I think, come on, man, you're wasting time. Like I said, and I'm gonna say this again, if you're 25 and you think, I still have time to figure it out, maybe I will start a business when I'm 30. I'm gonna say this: I started selling when I was 11, and I did a lot of other sales in between. From a very colorful palette of, you know, selling. And this is the thing: people can be judgmental or whatever. You have interactions with people, and when you start that learning school, you only get better at it by doing it. So when I started at 11 and at 25, I think at 26 I had over 70 employees in multiple projects. Of course, I was the dumbest, one of the top dumbest managers when about people, because it went totally out of proportion. Like I said, you know, my ambition was way higher than my talent. I'm also very honest about that part. The thing is, so when you start building your own business when you're 30, and then you start stacking up your knowledge, you're gonna be 45 before you have some sort of knowledge about interaction with people, and maybe even your business insights will increase. Let's talk about, man, just a sec. So let's assume you're 30 and you start a self-employed business, which is, in my opinion, you know, just another way to say I got a more risky job. So, and then it will take you another decade to figure it out, to see the bigger angles, and I'm giving it to you. You know, I'm giving you the opportunity to build assets, digital assets that you can monetize from the palm of your hand. Is it all possible? Is it all true? Do you think, if you watched my previous 150 vlogs and tons of shorts and TikTok things, that I would keep up the facade? Think about it. The thing is also you will see it when the website is online. I will also show way much more when it's about the work structure videos, but that's for along the way. I take my time, and in the meantime, people who want to work with me, and they can watch all the videos. They know how I talk. I'm operating in the realistic, non-BS business. And what is my main power is communication, lead generation, lead nurturing, and that's pretty much it. And leads is coming from communication. That's why I'm also always giving the advice to people with children. I always tell them they don't have to learn anything besides communicating their feelings, their skills, and etc., etc. You adding skills, but you know, communication is such an important thing. There are so many people who cannot communicate. I had exes. They were not capable of communicating. Me neither. I was actually, but you know, I never found, let's say, the right people. That's true. And maybe I am a total nutcase. I am obsessed, that's for sure. I'm always looking for constant growth. This is maybe also not a fun thing or a fun person to live with. I'm also very honest about that, but I'm not crying about it. I can take people on dates. Do I feel like I'm in a hurry because I don't have children? I'm almost 47. No, I'm not in a hurry. I have an abundant mindset. I got the world on my feet. I got the phone in my hand. Hey, think about that. With the phone in my hand, I got the world on my feet. And you too. But the only thing that you need to start doing is simply open your eyes, take a little bit of gamble of time investment. So that's the thing, time investment. No money investment. I'm giving everything away for free on my website. And what I'm asking is, sometimes when I share very valuable information, is then I put a content locker on it, so you share it on your social media. Well, is that a bad thing? I don't know. I don't think so. So yeah, I'm also trying to take away friction as much as possible, you know, to actually stimulate growth into your mind without bumping in all in the error. So for example, you would start things online. Yeah, but I tried e-commerce. Yeah, but I tried crypto. But I tried this and that, and now I still work. It's true, because there's no structure. That is every business model would work if you have the right structure, and that's why it's important that you talk with people who did it, done it, been there, done that. And that's why I'm also constantly hammering on the fact that I don't want to make up, and that I want to make that I don't want to make things look flashy and shiny and edit and cut all my words so the video looks faster. So when you would see me in real life, you would say, oh, but in your video you talk so you know, so structured, so shiny. No, I don't want this. This is what you see, and this is what you will get in real life. Nothing more, nothing less. And there's also maybe another reason, you know, that I now, let's say, have a good amount of access. I'm very honest about everything. But not only this, I'm also very open-minded. You know, if you one of my exes is watching. And one example of this, you know, they always could go out and I don't know what. No matter the level of the amount of going out. Because I always think like this. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If not meant to be, then it's not meant to be. It's true. Just go out. And guys with you know, that they think, yeah, but if my girlfriend goes out, then she's probably cheating, then I will lose her. Well, if you already think like this, stop the relationship and dump her and work on yourself. The rest will follow. The rest will follow. Don't worry about that. And that's why, wait a minute, because I'm now actually on the GoPro, and 5 seconds, 3 seconds, and then because I'm shooting now every 15 minutes. So there's a timer on the video. Why do I do this? Simply to increase my workflow. So I can combine the clips in the cloud, in the GoPro cloud, which is actually insane. All the GoPro video clips will automatically go into the cloud once you connect it to the power source to recharge the battery. So when it's about workflows, everything in my life I every day optimize. I also want to make a video about my things that I have in a materialistic world. And at the moment I'm in Bulgaria, so over here I'm just with a suitcase and maybe 2 bags, and that's it. And every single thing has its function. There's nothing that I don't use or don't, you know, doesn't have function. So, see, I am very extreme with everything at this point in my life. Very disciplined. And I'm saying this not to brag, but like I mentioned before, nobody wants to live the life of somebody else. But if you can take away a little percentage of his or her, him or her, their characteristics, and you implement a little bit into your life, this is better, communication a little bit better, have something like online assets are growing, and you get a little bit more disciplined, and when you look in the mirror, you know, everything looks a little bit fresher. Between the ears you're fresher, you clean up a little bit the things that you eat, so you think faster, you know. Everything is, you know, try to find a balance in life, and everybody's looking for their own way, and I'm sharing just my experience, and maybe you can take something away from it and then implement it in your own life. And maybe you can start with the most simplistic thing, and then I'm gonna stop talking. Try to give every day a compliment, because nobody ever went to jail for giving too many compliments. And do it for selfish reasons. It will make you feel good. Try to do it for 7 days. I'm out.